So today I have a all body HIIT workout. I'm gonna start with a warm up. If you're feeling a little stiff or just sore, it's good to just get your body moving before you put a lot of load on it with weights or high intensity exercises. Today I focused the workout around the concept of complex exercises and triplanar movement. So this is coming back to my postural restoration education and just respecting that we move in all planes. So forward and backward flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and then rotation. And we want to work out in all three planes. Because if you think about our lives, we're very forward, backward oriented. Think of walking, running, reaching. We want to be able to use all three planes of movement so that we don't get stuck in, certain positions or patterns, or, we're not using certain muscles as much as we should, that kind of thing. So today I have 5 exercises. We'll go 3 times through for 15 minutes and we'll work on all 3 planes of movement. So first, I'm going to do a little foam rolling just on my back. I'm feeling a little stiff, so this is a great warm-up if you just feel like you need to, sometimes you feel like you need to pop your back or, that kind of thing. This is good for that. So just starting on the low back, finding where you're tight and letting your spine sink around. There's some cracks. It feels so good. Especially in the thoracic spine. We don't get as much extension through that thoracic spine sometimes as we should throughout the day. So as you exhale, just rolling over, letting your spine move, finding your stuck spots. Keep your tuck as you do this so that you have some core control. And just, do whatever your body feels like it needs to do. If you find a stuck spot, found one right here. If you find one and just breathe, sometimes that movement of breathing can release some tension and get your ribs and spine moving a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to do an exercise just to open up the upper back. So we can use our air to get us more, to get more motion in our rib cage. So when you sit like this and get your ribs on your thighs and kind of give yourself a hug, you want your neck to be relaxed, so you don't want to be like, tensing through that neck or having that forward head posture. And just focus on that upper back between your shoulder blades as you inhale. And try to feel that expansion. A lot of us get really tight up there. Especially during pregnancy when we're in that extension pattern. When you inhale, and I feel like I'm kind of doing it, don't use your neck. So you want to keep that neck relaxed. Long controlled exhales to get all that air out so that you can get air in. Now I'm going to make this a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to reach with my left hand on the inhale and exhale, right hand getting a little bit movement. Get some rotation through that rib cage. Okay, so that feels good. Then if you feel tight in your lower back, you can lay on your back and just feel, you want to feel your spine on the ground. We want those abs on a little bit, so do a little bit of a tuck and just let those legs fall to the side as you keep your shoulders on the floor. And then exhale as you come up, inhale. And that should feel good on your low back, a little bit of mobility. All right, so now we're gonna get those abs warmed up before we get into our HIIT workout. So you're gonna push your weight through your heels. You're doing your tuck. We're gonna reach up, but don't let your neck get tense. So think of your pinkies. You're gonna reach those pinkies up and try to feel those serratus anterior underneath your shoulder blades. Do a couple breaths here. Get those ribs down, feel those abs in the front. All your vertebrae should be on the floor. Now you can stay here and like inhale, exhale, and move your arms and challenge yourself, or you can come up into a 90-90 as long as, I have green hands from my marker, I just noticed that. As long as all your vertebrae are on the floor, you can tap here. Just don't let any of those vertebrae pop off the floor as you let a leg down, or it is telling you that you don't have the core stability to be moving your legs like that. So whenever you're moving your arms or legs in a supine position or laying on your back, you have to be able to control that core and not let it pop off the floor, okay? You can also do arm and leg. Constant tension in your abs. You shouldn't be coning if you have diastasis. So if you are, try to get a better exhale, get those ribs down so those obliques and transverse abs can work instead of your rectus. Take pressure off that rectus. You should not feel a lot of hip flexors either. You'll feel a little bit because you're flexing your hip, but they shouldn't be the muscle that's stabilizing you. You should feel a lot of low TAs. I'm shaking a little bit when I try to keep all my vertebrae on the floor. This is a good ab warm up. So these vertebrae opposite your front ribs, make sure that middle spine is down too. Sometimes you'll pop up through there because your rib cage is really tight. All right, so we're gonna start our 15-minute HIIT workout. It's total body. You're gonna need a set of weights. Each interval is 1 minute long. Do as much as you can in that 1 minute. If you need to come out of the exercise and take a break and reset, please do. I don't want you to feel any neck or back engagement. You should be pretty relaxed in your neck and your low back with these exercises because that's telling you then you're using your core, which you want. So if that core turns off and you get into that extension, your paraspinals are gonna be kicking on. You're gonna feel that in your low back. So that's telling you that you need to work on your core stability and reset that pelvis to keep it neutral, okay? All right, our first exercise is a plank. You can hold weights to make it easier on your wrists, and we're gonna do some abs and legs. So 1 minute. If you need to start on your, in all fours, on your knees, you're gonna cross. It's a pretty little movement if you're on your knees, and then you can go up, as long as you don't extend your back, or if you're in a plank, you're gonna cross, inversion, up. Go as fast as you can while maintaining good mechanics. You don't want to sacrifice mechanics for speed. Feel those low, deep abs with your tuck in that plank. Your neck should be pretty relaxed. Here, you're letting those shoulder blades go up towards your hips, so you're not tensing your neck. Do not extend your back as you bring those legs up. All right, the next one is a side plank. I'll do the basic option first. Side plank, you're going up here, going into all fours, tricep extension, and then going the other way. If you want to ramp it up, go into full plank, go to the side, up, tricep extension. Other side, make sure those obliques are on. In that full plank, you should be doing that tuck, feeling those low transverse abs, no low back. Side, you should feel those obliques. You can use weights or not. I'm gonna demonstrate without. So you're gonna be on your knee. You're basically going up. If you need to put your foot down, you can. Here. So if you need to come down on that knee and then kind of push up there, that's level 1. If you can keep that foot off the ground, I mean, you're touching the knee down, but then keep it off. It's a little bit harder. Challenges your balance. You can add a weight to this if you want it a little bit harder. So once you come up, you're pushing through that heel. The top, you're tucking your pelvis, making sure you feel those abs. Exhale as you come up. That's gonna help your pelvic floor lift and support your core. You should feel your glutes, your hamstrings. We're gonna switch into the other side. So you're coming down, that knee is right over your toes and up. So you're sitting back into that hip. You should feel outer hip, a little glute med. You're rotating with that toe reach. Exhale, come up. Those abs should be on, supporting that pelvis. Inner thigh, outer hip should be active. Weight is through your heel. Challenging your balance. Speed it up if you need to, as long as your mechanics are good. All right, so grab 2 weights. You're gonna be on your hemi-kneeling. That front heel should have your weight. You're gonna do a bicep curl, press. Bicep curl, press. Now, we're gonna switch this halfway through. Switch, bicep curl on the leg that's forward, press on the opposite. So we're just doing something that your body's like, what? You don't want me to bicep curl both sides? Just to confuse your nervous system a little bit, challenge it. It's asymmetrical, it's uneven. It gives a good workout because you have to think about what you're doing. So you don't go on autopilot. All right, so back to the beginning. Plank, stay in all fours if you need to. You're gonna go up here, extend one leg and the other, back into a plank, feeling those abs, cross, cross. Keep that back flat. Do not let that back bend when you bring your leg up. Those low abs, obliques, are always active. Neck is not working. You should feel obliques as you cross connect your elbow and your knee. Almost done. Try to get a couple more reps. All right, so now we're in that side plank. If you need to, you can drop the weight and go up here, then tricep. It's right here, breathe into your upper back. That'll help set you up, get those ribs down, more balanced. So when you come down, breathe in, and then exhale with your movement so those abs are more engaged. You're trying to keep it so your core is not wiggling. All right. If you want weights on this, you can have weights. Pushing up. I want you to reach for your toes so you get that rotation. Trying to be triplanar. That knee should be in line with your hip and your foot. So don't let it do this stuff. That means you need to work on some hip stability. Exhale, I should push up through that heel, get that pelvic floor supported. Other side. So watch that knee. You should feel like you're sitting back. Oops. So it's out of there. Let that pelvis turn into the left side. Get inner thigh, outer hip. Make sure at the top you're getting that tuck. All right, grab your weights. We're gonna make this a little bit different this time. Okay, so bicep curl, press, switch. Bicep curl, press, switch. Now this is really gonna complicate. Bicep curl, press. Bicep curl, press. You can work in your hip flexor, like stretching your hip flexors by keeping your tuck while you hold this kneeling position and feeling that stretch right in the front of your hip. When you transition, make sure you're not extending your back, keeping those low deep abs on as you weight shift. I think I screwed that one up. That is hard. Okay, one more round, 5 minutes. All right, back in that straight plank, all fours if you need to. You're going to be going in inversion, extend, keeping that core on the whole time. Come down, cross, cross. Long neck, shoulder blades down towards your hips. You should not get any hip popping or clicking with this. If you are, it's telling you that your abs are not supporting that pelvis very enough, that they need to work harder. So decrease your range of motion, that you extend that hip, and see if you can get that popping to go away. All right, side plank. Going here, reaching up, stay here if you need to, and then go here, extend, extend. All right, so you're on the other side, pull up. Now when you do that kick back, tricep kick back, keep that shoulder blade secure here, not here, okay? So think, open your chest. That's gonna keep those little traps on better and that shoulder blade a lot more stable. So you wanna think about that. Should feel a lot of triceps even more when you keep that shoulder blade stable. Couple more seconds. All right, so Kneel ups again if you want weights. Reaching for the toe, straight up, tuck. Exhale, push to the heel, tuck. Feel these abs work. Try to keep that knee stable. Right ab should be on right now, supporting that right pelvis. You should feel hamstring. Any leg exercises you do, you want that hamstring to even out your quad. Quad dominant people have a lot of hip flexor pain, back pain, SI pain. All right, switch to the other side. Almost done, we have a couple more minutes. The top, making sure you're tucking. Left ab should be on. If you would put your hand right there, make sure those ribs are in. Your weight is through your heels. Feel those hamstrings. All right, bicep curl, press, switch. Bicep curl, press, switch. Now this is really gonna complicate. Bicep curl, press. Bicep curl, press. You can work on your hip flexor, like stretching your hip flexors by keeping your tuck while you hold this kneeling position and feeling that stretch right in the front of your hip. When you transition, make sure you're not extending your back, keeping those low deep abs on as you weight shift.